Today we're going to be looking at Lesson 8, Variability in a Data Distribution. Example 1 is asking us to compare two distributions. Robert's family is planning to move to either New York City or San Francisco. Robert has a cousin in San Francisco and asked her how she likes living in a climate as warm as San Francisco. She replied that it doesn't get very warm in San Francisco. He was surprised, and since temperature was one of the criteria he was going to use to form his opinion about where to move, he decided to investigate the temperature distributions for New York City and San Francisco. The table below gives average temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit for each month for the two cities. Use the table above to answer the following. Calculate the annual mean monthly temperature for each city. Example 1, question 2. Recall that Robert is trying to decide to which city he wants to move. What is your advice to him based on comparing the overall annual mean monthly temperatures of the two cities? Just looking at the mean of the two cities, which would be the best choice? Example 2, understanding variability. In number 2, you found the overall mean monthly temperatures in both the New York City distribution and the San Francisco distribution to be about the same. That didn't help Robert very much in making a decision between the two cities. Since the mean monthly temperatures are about the same, should Robert just toss a coin to make his decision? Is there anything else Robert could look at in comparing the two distributions? Variability was introduced in an earlier lesson. Variability is used in statistics to describe how spread out the data in a distribution are from some focal point in the distribution, such as the mean. Maybe Robert should look at how spread out the New York City monthly temperature data are from its mean, and how spread out the San Francisco monthly temperature data are from its mean. To compare the variability of monthly temperatures between the two cities, it may be helpful to look at dot plots. The dot plots for the monthly temperature distributions for New York City and San Francisco follow. Example 2, question 3. Mark the location of the mean on each distribution with the balancing triangle symbol. How do the two distributions compare based on their means? Example 3, using mean and variability in a data distribution. The mean is used to describe the typical value for the entire distribution. Sabina asks Robert which city he thinks has a better climate. He responds that they both have about the same mean, but that the mean is a better measure or a more precise measure of a typical monthly temperature for San Francisco than it is for New York City. She's confused and asks him to explain what he means by this statement. Robert says that the mean of 63 degrees in New York City, 64 in San Francisco, can be interpreted as the typical temperature for any month in the distributions. So 63 or 64 degrees should represent all of the month's temperatures fairly closely. However, the temperatures in New York City in the winter months are in the 40s, and in the summer months are in the 80s. The mean of 63 isn't too close to those temperatures. Therefore, the mean is not a good indicator of a typical monthly temperature. The mean is a much better indicator of the typical monthly temperature in San Francisco because the variability of the temperatures there is much smaller, meaning the temperatures are much closer to the mean.